Looking at the first lesson of Unit 7 here, we really just talked about vocab today, so super important vocab words to make sure you know going into Unit 7. So I'm going to skip ahead. But the first vocab word we talked about was a chord. And a chord is just a line segment with both endpoints on the circle. So as long as both endpoints are on the circle and that line segment's in the circle, that is a chord. So there's a chord, endpoint on the circle, endpoint on the circle. Here's a chord, endpoint on the circle, endpoint on the circle. Here's another chord. So if something goes outside the circle, no longer a chord. Or a radius, this endpoint's in the center, this point's on the circle, that's not a chord. So these two are not chords. Both endpoints got to be on the circle. Another vocab word we talked about was a central angle. And this is just the angle at the center of the circle in between two radii. So here is a central angle, right? We could have a smaller central angle. And then this is a bigger central angle. Remember, with a circle, the whole circle is 360 degrees. So if I look at this one, that was half the circle. This central angle would have to be 180 degrees. And then I could estimate this one looks around 90, maybe a little more than 90, and this one looks about like 20 degrees. So around the circle, we're always talking about degrees. All the way around is 360. And why that's important is for this last piece, the arc. An arc is when two endpoints are on the circle. The arc is just the part of the circle between those endpoints. Now, here's really important, and this is where the math is going to come from today. If a central angle was 60 degrees, and this central angle hits point C and point D, arc CD is also 60 degrees. So arc, little arc symbol, CD is also 60 degrees. So two letters with a little arc over it, that is called an arc. So CD is 60 degrees. In class, we figured out the other arc, DB, and I'm going to do that on the next screen to show you an example. So given the central angle CAD is 60 degrees, determine the arc CD and DB. Again, I see that little arc symbol above, so I know I'm talking about arcs. It's like a curved line. That's all it is. So CD is easy. If this angle is 60, this central angle, it's equal to the arc it hits. So this one is 60. So arc CD here, I'm going to just highlight it and copy and paste. CD equals 60 degrees for that first one. Now, DB is a little harder. I'm going to do this in orange. Zoom in here. So DB is this arc, which means it goes with this central angle. And if I notice, 60 plus this central angle would have to make 180 degrees. That's half a circle because they make a straight line together. So I got to think to myself, okay, I got to get to 180. I already got 60. 180 minus 60. That missing angle right here has got to be 120 degrees to get to 180. So that means this arc is also 120 degrees, right? The central angle is equal to the arc. So now I know we got arc DB is equal to 120 degrees. So I just filled in CD and DB. All right, on the cool down, it's really just vocab, but we did some practice problems with finding missing angles and missing arcs. So you could try that practice problem. And then the cool down, you want to just match which one of these is the arc, which picture goes with arc, which one goes with central angle, which one goes with chord, and then also match the definition as well. So for example, this is arc, which is the definition of an arc that would also go there. Which one of these?